Did you guys hear about JD Vance and his latest endeavor into Minnesota? This is wild.
Administration cracking down on the people and the organizations that are defrauding Americans. So we're announcing today that we have decided to temporarily halt certain amounts of Medicaid funding that are going to the state of Minnesota in order to ensure that the state of Minnesota takes its obligations seriously to be good stewards of the American people's tax money. Now, what is this going to mean? What this means is that, first of all, the providers on the ground in Minnesota have actually already been paid. The state has paid those providers the money. What we're doing is we are stopping the federal payments that will go to the state government until the state government takes its obligations seriously to stop the fraud that's being perpetrated against the American taxpayer. There are a few different ways that we're doing that. There are a few different affirmative actions that we're taking today.
So as he details his instances of fraud that have happened that for some reason lead him, as he's been told by Donald Trump to do, to go and take over $200 million of Medicare funds from this particular state. Let's rewind back to times when the Republican Party used to talk about how wait until this radical Democratic president gets into office and he's going to start telling states what to do. He's going to start reprimanding them and telling them based off of any of his controls that he's got, illegal controls that he's got over states, to do whatever the hell he wants to them and their citizens and punish them by going after political enemies, weaponizing the Department of Justice. Instead, it's JD Vance announcing, I guess he stuttered it out a little bit because I think he's a little bit nervous about it, how they're going to be taking and withholding over $200 million from the same state that Donald Trump has declared war on. So this is him at the State of the Union deputizing JD Vance to do what it is that he's announcing.
In actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. He'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget.
If we talk about the kind of money that this president, his family, and his associates, his oligarchs have been stealing from us since he stepped his ass back into office, I feel like his declarations of balancing the budget might be a little bit closer to reality. But instead, J.D. Vance has been finally given a job that doesn't require knee pads. And he'll have to detach himself from Donald Trump's ass long enough to go and carry out all of his actionable orders against these biggest fraudsters ever. I want you guys to remember that. They're going after the biggest Medicare and healthcare fraudsters ever. And they're up in the state of Minnesota. Maybe someone should have reminded him about this guy, Rick Scott. He's a senator, he's a Republican, he's a MAGA guy.
It is one of the biggest criminal investigations of an American corporation ever.
We're executing a search warrant.
In the past few months, hundreds of federal agents have raided at least 70 of Columbia's hospitals and offices in 7 states.
Rick Scott promised explosive growth to shareholders, but to insiders, Rick Scott could be ruthless.
They seem to care more about profits than medicine.
Good old-fashioned fraud, lying for money.
Over the last decade, Columbia has made its stockholders and executives rich.
The company cheated the Medicare program, and they knew what they were doing.
Regularly filing false Medicare reports and overcharging the government.
Charging the government for everything from Kentucky Derby tickets to country club memberships.
False claims submitted to the government year after year over the course of hundreds of hospitals. Their promotions depended on it. Their bonuses depended on it.
For-profit hospital chain HCA, formerly called Columbia HCA, will plead guilty to criminal conduct.
$745 million to settle charges of fraud in Medicare billing.
Rick Scott and 5 other top corporate executives have resigned, and federal investigators told ABC News today that Scott is now considered a prime target of the investigation.
$745 million. Wow, it's weird. It's like they missed that one. It's like they didn't have any retroactive policies to go back and give all these people, I guess, punish the folks who are all involved with this and maybe punish the state for allowing it to happen. or maybe it has absolutely nothing to do with the fake fraud that they're talking about. The kind of fraud that happens in like every state, from every kind of background of any kind of fraudster, the kind of fraud that happens from this president of the United States who's known for his con man activity, who's known for his felonious behavior. It's why he caught those 34 cases that he lost all of, because he's a con man. So in order to keep people from talking about his con behavior, he goes and claims that everyone else is taking part in it. And apparently not Rick Scott.